welcome to my channel. I'm Eglah and this is a safe space for positivity and growth. Now today's video, judging by the title, is how we've been living on autopilot. Sometimes we do feel like we're just living and not consciously experiencing what it is in our lives. And I'm going to show you how to identify it and also how to deal with it. And so living on autopilot is you are actually living not deliberately, you have no intention. And sometimes I can actually ask you this question: what is it that you did today? What is it that you did yesterday or the day before yesterday? And you'll notice that sometimes you feel like there's a gap. You really cannot explain how your day went and you feel some type of blankness. And that's because you feel like your life is just regularly scheduled and you need to do things according to how they should be done. And you're not actively living your life. You're just regularly going about it the way you feel is the norm. Now the big question here is, how do you determine whether or not you are living your life on autopilot? There are a number of ways on how you can determine whether you're doing this. The first one is you feel like you're stuck in a routine and you have no enthusiasm for whatever you're doing. You're going to school, you're going to work, but you're constantly asking yourself, okay, so what's the end goal? You just feel like you're trapped in a rat race, to be honest. And sometimes when that happens, you need to just snap back and realize, why did I even get this job in the first place? Why was I getting my education? And once you determine this, you'll be able to snap back into reality. And the second one is you are frequently experiencing stress, boredom, and anxiety. You are constantly going through those three emotions and you can't figure out why this is happening. You're probably doing a job that you prayed for. This is something that you love so much. It's something that you have anticipated for, but you don't understand why. You're waking up every single day to do this which you thought you loved all your life, but you're going through those three emotions that I've talked about. And then the final one, which I did mention, is struggling to remember the daily experiences that you've gone through. I ask you, how was your day today? And you really don't think you remember most of it. You just feel like it was an endless loop. When you're constantly trying to remember things that have happened in your day-to-day life and you're having a trouble with that, that just shows you that you're living on autopilot. And I'm going to show you how to deal with this, don't worry. So now let's talk about the cause of this. Why are you constantly feeling this way? Now, a busy lifestyle and external pressures can cause this. Like I said, you probably got that job which you have been anticipating for, and it's getting busy, the job is taking much of your time, you feel so much pressure to deliver, and you might even have imposter syndrome because you feel like, okay, I got hired for this job, but what distinguishes me from the other people that also got this job? And you're constantly going through those emotions. It is going to take you to a tough route because you are going to feel like you are not even made for that job. You feel like that position shouldn't have been yours, and you'll end up just working for the sake of it, to just pay your bills and to just probably give you that fulfillment where you do feel like, okay, at least I got to do that job that I really desperately wanted. The second one is lack of self-reflection and awareness, and this actually could be a point that you can derive and get a solution from. If you're not self-reflecting, understanding why you even got this job in the first place, understanding why you do what it is that you do, you are not going to feel that fulfillment, and you're just going to feel like, okay, I got myself in this situation, I got myself in this job, I got myself to volunteer for this particular thing, and now I'm not feeling it, so let me just continue for the sake of those who delegated this duty to me, for the sake of why I even applied in the first place. And you're not going to fully enjoy what it is that you're doing. The third point is fear of change and stepping out of your comfort zone. I quite understand this. Sometimes we are stuck in some portions in our lives. You are refusing to quit that job. You are refusing to get out and do what it is that you intended to do because you're so scared of change. You are scared because you feel comfortable in that particular aspect of your life. And you're just so comfortable and you're scared of stepping out. You want to start that business that you have been talking about for months, but you're asking yourself, is it really the time to do this? Do I really want to get out and live in a 50-50 world? I might get a loss or a profit. You are so scared of change that you'd rather stay in that uncomfortable position because it's the fear of the unknown. I have no idea what will happen if I leave whatever I'm doing and chase after my dream. What if it doesn't work? Those kind of questions, they will make you stay stagnant in that portion of your life that you want to get out from. So clearly you are having a series of being fearful. You do not want to step out and do that which you're intended to do. The final one is unconscious habits. Sometimes we do this out of habit. I talked about this in my previous video. You have accustomed yourself to do a particular thing, and again, these things have factored together. You have built this over time. You're probably scared of change. You've done this and that, and they accumulate. Without you finding out the cause of this, you are going to do this out of habit and constantly just dissociate from your life. We have covered the causes of this, and now it is time to break free. Cultivate mindfulness. Now, clearly, like I mentioned, you are not participating in your life fully. You are just doing it out of habit. And now I want you to self-reflect and figure out, okay, I'm doing this and this. What do I need to record in my life? So pay attention to your thoughts, to your emotions and sensations throughout the day. Okay, I asked you, how was your day yesterday? And you have no idea how it turned out within the first 30 seconds. And that is something that should be at the back of your mind. You should be able to establish what happened. Now, I want us to do a very simple exercise. I want you to think about a happy memory in your life. Now, when we were in primary school, we had this particular composition that we were told to write time and again, and it was a red letter day. This is a day that you know to heart. If you're asked about it, you are going to give in full detail about what happened in that day. And I want you to think about that day. Now, you can write a composition about it. You could give a brief about it. And that is because you lived in that moment. Of course, our minds are not wired to remember every single day. That's a lot to take in. And our minds tend to forget everything that happens within a period of time. But now, if I ask you about what happened yesterday, truly you should be able to remember. And I want you to be able to just meditate. When you're living in that present moment, I want you to think internally about it. I want you to channel your feelings and your thoughts to that particular day. You're eating lunch. What was on your mind at that particular time? When you were at work, what were you actually doing? You get it. And once you're able to do this, you will not live about your day just like a normal routine, but you will be able to understand what your purpose was at that particular time. So the second point is embracing novelty and change. I talked about the fear of change. You are so scared of stepping out of your comfort zone because you have no idea what's going to happen. Now I'm going to let you on a little secret. Life can be fulfilling because of uncertainty. I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow if I take a particular job that I've wanted. You get it. But there's still some fulfillment when you have uncertainty, because it means that because I don't know what's going to happen, probably tomorrow is going to be a good day. Probably tomorrow, once I take up this role and start my business, it is going to blow. I have that space to be positive about because I have no idea what's going to happen. And so seek out new experiences in your life. Take out a new hobby. Probably you're good at playing the guitar and you just don't know it because you've never practiced. You have always despised music and you're like, oh, that is so annoying. But probably you'd like it. Probably you could go and start out a business that you'd love. You could start your own organization. So just get yourself outside that comfort zone and try out new things. That way you will adapt to change and you'll get to understand that change is inevitable. And so just do it. The third one is setting clear intentions. Again, you are living like this because you don't have particular goals that you have set in your life. You feel like, okay, today is just a normal day. Monday is a normal day. I'm going to go to work. Tuesday the same, all to Saturday and Sunday. And probably Sunday, I'm going to give it a rest. And you get it. You're going to be living your life in a routine because you do not have set goals and ambitions. Once you do this and you're able to look back at it and say, wait, I said that I am probably going to try out a new hobby, and I write it down and I'm like, okay, where am I ahead with this? Have I done this, this, and this? You are going to have this fulfilling passion in your life and you're going to want to live every bit of it, and every moment is going to count. The fourth one is to practice self-care. Now, the reason I'm bringing this point is because when you're living in autopilot, you are probably doing the things that you're accustomed to. You can try and shift it out a bit. Again, when I talked about change, if you're probably used to catching the bus for a 20-minute journey. You can try walking, you can try catching a bike, you get it. So on this, when it comes to self-care, I want you to do an in-between. You're accustomed to going to work, doing this and this. How about in the middle of the week, you do something for yourself? You can take yourself out, you can buy yourself something beautiful, buy yourself flowers, buy yourself chocolate to eat so that you feel this sugary rush. I get it. Do something beautiful for yourself so that you're disconnecting this cycle of going through a rat race. You're disconnecting this thing of doing things how, everyone does it, how you should do this and that. Just cut it and do something in between so that your mind can actually see, oh wait, we did something different today. Oh wait, we've done something that's exciting and it's different. So try and bring in something beautiful into your day and take care of yourself. Final point is seeking support from friends and family. Explain to them what it is that you're feeling and they can be able to help you adapt to your situation. Also, you can take note on some of your family and friends and ask them, how do you feel about how you live your life? Ask them that question that I asked you. Can you remember what happened yesterday? And if you're able to establish that, oh wait, I feel like this person is living their life consciously, try to understand what it is that they do on a day-to-day basis. I would term it as just being an apprentice, but you're being an apprentice in terms of your wellness, trying to understand what other people are doing with their lives so that you can be able to adapt and emulate to that in case it's someone that you look up to and they can be able to help you with that. So always confide in people sometimes. Don't put everything to yourself. You are going to get overwhelmed, really. I hope that was interesting for you and you can be able to break this cycle. It's nothing too serious. It happens so many times, and if you're identifying this pattern time and again, keep noting down what's happening when you're going through this cycle, when you're going through a time where you're not really living it but you're just trying to wing it. I do hope that it was helpful. In case you did like this video and the rest that I have posted on my channel, kindly like, share and subscribe to this channel. See you on the next video. Bye.